Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Let's go!
Vance Joy, his new album In Our Own Sweet Time is out now, and we have the man himself live right now. Good morning, Vance.
Good morning, Nat. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hello, good to see you, buddy.
The
Now
question
everyone's
is
social distancing. Everyone
Yes.
takes 6 feet back. He's got COVID.
How are you? You look pretty
You
sprightly.
look good.
Yeah, thank you. I feel good. I had a couple of days of sleep and sitting and watching stuff on the couch, so I've totally restored. It was a very mild case.
Hey, so were you gonna play at the Big Freeze at the G just a couple of days ago?
I was.
man.
Unfortunately, I missed out. You know, I got in. I was a bit fluey when I arrived. Like as I arrived.
Yeah.
Not as I arrived, but when I got home. And then and then you know, it's just that's the way it turned out. I would have been great, and it would have been an awesome. It looked like an awesome day. So next time.
Oh, no.
Definitely.
What were you watching on the couch, Vance?
I've been watching. Well, just on my phone. I've been watching the footy highlights, and I also watched the NBA highlights of the playoffs. So just keeping up to date with everything.
Oh, okay. So no Bridgerton or anything. That's interesting.
No, Golden State and Celtics. Very similar,
Yeah.
Bridget. No,
Yeah,
no, probably
yeah.
not.
It's a drama of its own
Well,
sort.
there's a stair scene that could translate, Shaun. Are you recently back from Toronto, hey?
Yes, I was just over there. Had the last show of this little tour we did there.
I've never been to Canada up that way.
Are they really as polite as what everyone
Yeah.
says, the Canadians?
They're super polite. They're lovely. Yeah, there's a connection between Australians and Canadians. I think we're kind of on the same wavelength. So I think that's why people like my music over there. It feels a bit similar to Australia in some ways, but they're very sweet and polite. That's true.
Hey, Vance, I want to ask you about, every time you make a song, it's a sing-along song. It's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
joyful in just about every single time, right? Metallica, how does that play linked into your life?
Yeah, when I was 14, I kind of had a guitar, but I didn't really like playing it. I didn't like doing music lessons, all that kind of stuff. And then I had a friend over, and he was really good at guitar. He played all the Metallica intros, and I saw him playing Nothing Else Matters, and I was like, wow, he's a genius. I was like, he's like a prodigy. And so, little did I know that was basically what every 14-year-old guitar player would want to play. But
Yeah.
to me, he was a virtuoso, and that got me going, and that's why I wanted to learn guitar, and it kind of sparked a lifelong interest in music, really.
Apart from Spotify, which now we all have on our phones, I've only ever owned 4 albums on my phone. One of them is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, you love that, I remember.
Yeah. Another one is The Best of Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, another good one.
Vance Joy, your album with Fire and the Flood, that's one of them, and I won't say what the other is.
Oh, come on. Come on. We've got this far, tell.
It's truly
Come
him.
on.
No, because I want Vance to feel like he's in great company. Okay, it's Buffy the Vampire musical.
Oh, the musical episode.
Once more with feeling.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what?
Like, that is actually amazing. I have the record of that.
Isn't
Because
it amazing?
My brother kind of he was the first fan in our family, and then he kind of kind of opened my eyes to the how good a show it was, and
The
then
way
so
of
I was
Buffy,
obsessed with this
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And I know the whole musical off by
I
heart.
know all
so,
the music as well. Once more. No, what's the one with the jazz singer that sings to Michelle Trachtenberg?
You mean the bad guy?
Yeah, the bad guy. Yeah. That's an amazing song. Oh, you need to cover it. You'd
I
have
know
the
a bunch
voice
of
to
them.
do that. Oh, Vance! Wow, we've untapped something there.
Hey, so
I've always tried to get these two into Buffy, and they've never gone down that track. And
I
told them,
watched it once, but it wasn't a passion.
it's
Nathan.
so clever. It's so funny, isn't it, Vance?
It's clever. It's funny. The musical episode is just next level. It's so funny. Like, you know what? It's very rare to find this connection. Like,
not in your wildest dreams was no one going to bring that up.
This is a bromance for the ages, obviously, forged over the Buffy musical episode.
Well, you know what? Nathan's right. This screams for a cover during live performances, because you always go to a concert and see whoever performs. They chuck in a song here or there.
There might be a Buffy fan in the crowd.
Yeah, it could alienate a few people, I think, but we'll see.
Well, there you go. So you mix it up with a Metallica song.
Yeah.
And
Something
away you go.
for
You've
everyone.
got everybody covered.
Something for everyone, exactly.
Have you guys checked out whatif.com's top 10 winter weekenders yet?
Yeah, how good's a what if tip?
Fraser Coast is in there, Coral Coast, Bruny Island, maybe Orange.
Yeah, look, book your winter getaway on the What If app.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Ellie, get
Ellie
over
in the
here.
studio.
We have. So
over here.
yesterday was a really big morning in
know.
the newsroom. It was full on, right? So all my computer went down in particular, and it was very hard to write the news stories at the end of it. I'd written most of them for sport,
Yeah.
but then Ali had to come through and she
Yeah.
saved my
Now,
bacon.
the
And you
amazing
gave
thing
credit
is,
to her.
Shaun never comes in and says anything really positive about her and said, you know
About
what,
anyone.
Ali's been amazing
It's
this
true.
morning.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? So we told Ali and she just you were like,
You were
"Thanks."
glowing.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I was
and you lapped
You're
it up.
welcome.
You
You're
lapped
so
it up.
welcome. I'm just
Yeah.
a good gal doing
Yeah.
good things.
That's it.
Yeah.
She's helping the world.
So
instead of
then
hurting the world.
eventually Simon, our tech, came in and he had to do some really big renovations. Actually, Tim, you were there. You saw all the stuff that was going on. What was happening in the newsroom for that?
Yeah, he's literally pulled apart like
The wall.
The wall, like
Yes.
the framing of the wall is off. All these cords are everywhere. It was like a lot of work for Simon,
Yep,
so I felt
yep.
really, really bad.
We
for
actually
him.
found a dead Casanova in there, which was this guy that went missing for a while and everyone just thought he left. But we found him, so that was
In
a
the walls.
positive.
was
Yeah,
a
that's
positive.
great. R.O.P.
So anyway, after it all finished up, Ali, Simon saved the day and he fixed the internet connection.
Yeah.
What was the problem?
He said that, strangely, the phone at Shaun's desk had become disconnected. And I realised that it was me that ripped the phone out of the cables because it was annoying me that morning. And I've caused
So-
this entire...
In a fit of rage, you brought down the entire newsroom.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like in my way, and I was like, not today. I just pulled the phone out of the wall. But, like, to be fair, I had my phone on, and there was a phone on the other desk, but Shaun's was annoying me
Now,
in particular,
Ali.
so I pulled it out.
There's been suggestion that you had an inkling that it was something that you did in the morning while lapping up all of the praise.
I knew, because as soon as I pulled it out, his network went down. I thought, oh, that's weird.
So you just played dumb and just
Yeah.
went like,
And then
oh,
took the credit when he was like saying nice things to
Oh,
you.
not only that, I said to Tim, Tim, can you get Ali a coffee for me? Like, honestly, she's just been a godsend
I
today
know.
for me.
wow.
And when you'd caused it all in the first
But
place.
this has really backfired because now it's literally on air for everyone to know. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, well, it needs to be said. Sean,
Yeah.
it's devious, isn't it? But yet understandable. Sometimes you stuff up. Sometimes you stuff up and you don't say anything because you realise, okay, this is bad.
Yeah.
And then you just hope like someone else gets blamed or no one ever knows why.
No one ever knows why. That's the thing.
Mystery.
And you know it's you, and then every time it's brought up, you try and change the subject because you feel the vulture circling,
You can.
and you're just waiting for the penny to drop.
Well, when I saw the wall had been deconstructed, that was it. I sealed my fate. I'm not saying anything. Sorry.
Just want to welcome to the show Amy, our producer. Yeah, you got to.
Go on, Amy. Come on, Amy. You were saying it. You were saying it before.
Because it involves both of us, and I'm fine with it.
We both hold a secret, Nathan.
We do hold a secret.
Yeah.
Okay, give me the rundown.
Yeah. So we can't remember what it was, Natalie, but we had something framed, right?
It was
That
some
was
sort of
being
memorabilia
auctioned.
And it
thing,
was going
wasn't
to
it?
be auctioned, so
Yeah.
it was like really expensive framing.
Yeah,
done.
and framing costs anywhere between like $500 to $1,000
Yeah.
just
'Cause
for
it
the
was-
frame
yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
right?
So what happened, Amy?
It got delivered here.
Yeah.
And I was unpacking it.
Yeah.
And you hear this. Because the scissors accidentally fell on the frame.
They
And
fell on the
damaged
frame.
it.
She scratched this big chunk.
Oh, you were cutting off the plastic.
Yeah, and she's cut.
Shaun.
She cut a big. She
Yeah,
scratched
I
it
scratched
major,
it.
right in this
Yeah.
bit where it's like very noticeable. And Amy was having a panic attack. Oh my god, this has got to be auctioned.
I nearly fainted, didn't I?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
sick.
Yeah, and it was just me and Amy in the room, and I said to Amy, "Don't say a thing." And she goes, "No, I got." And I said, "No,
I
Amy,
said,
don't say a
I'm
thing."
going down there
I said,
now,
"No,
so I'm
Amy,
gonna-
don't."
I'm gonna
I
tell
said,
them.
"Don't say." We're the only two that saw it. It came like that. And Amy's like, "We can't do that." And I said, "Yeah, we can." That's it, Amy. It came like that. The end. That's the truth. That's what happened. It came like that. We'll explain it that way, and then it's someone else's problem. And that's what we did. And it's the
clean
first
right now.
time
Amy.
we've talked about it.
Amy, what else are you lying about?
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
So yesterday, all sorts of technical issues in the newsroom. Ellie was lapping up the praise because Shaun, was really helped out by Ellie. It was
She saved me, Nat,
and
yeah.
you were so nice to her, and she's like, "Yeah, I am great." But it turns out it was her fault all along, and she knew it.
Yep.
So in a fit of rage, she'd pulled out a phone line, which had caused, and immediately all the technical issues started. We want to know if you knew that something was your fault, but you just didn't want to admit to it. Alicia is in Allenbrook. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, Alicia.
What happened?
Okay, so this is a long time ago, and I'm only telling this story now because both of my parents are deceased.
Alicia.
Nice.
Wait there. Keep having a laugh, Shaun.
Yeah, no, look, it was a long time ago. I've made my peace with that part.
Okay.
Anyway, so I grew up on a property, and we didn't have town services or anything like that, and I was a bit of a weird kid. And we also grew up in an area where there'd been a lot of gold.
Yeah.
Not in WA, but in New South Wales. And so one weekend, I was out between the house and the shearing sheds, just, I don't know, digging a hole and messing around, and I just really just being a weirdo.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was just digging this hole, and then all of a sudden I see, like, wood under the ground, and in my brain, it was a gold mine shaft.
Of course.
Yes.
This is going to be it,
But,
Alicia.
like, it was an old, you hear these stories, there's so much gold in the ground that
So
never
many.
got taken up and all
Yes.
that sort of stuff.
All
And I was
those
like,
stories.
I've hit it.
Yeah.
And so I got my dad's, like, I don't know what it's got. It's got a proper name, but it's like a massive crowbar, like double my height and like as thick as my arm, this big crowbar
Yep.
thing. And so I'm smashing this into the ground and smashing through this wood that I found. I'm like, yep. And there was a cavity. I'm like, yeah, it's totally a gold mine.
Of course.
And I push it in, and then I hear this sort of like escape of air kind of sound, like a
Yeah.
and a terrible, terrible odor.
Oh, no.
And then I pull it out to have another crack in with this massive crowbar, and I get hit with a geyser of raw sewage.
Alicia.
Yuck.
You in the septic tank.
From what was the septic tank.
Yes.
And
you know, this isn't
spewing-
gold.
This is not gold, and it is spewing everywhere. And I know enough about the farm to know what I've now done.
Yeah.
And because Dad has had problems with it before, and I was like, this is a problem. But I had to tell somebody at that point because I couldn't pretend that was a thing that hadn't happened. So I ran back to the house, and my dad was at shearing time, so we had a bunch of shearers, and I ran and I said to my mum that I'd seen the shearers because they were digging a pit to have a bonfire.
You blamed the
And that
shearers.
I blamed the shearers. So two of the shearers were immediately expelled, and Dad badmouthed them all over town and all over the whole district.
Alicia.
And he was two steps away from taking them to some sort of civil claims court.
They swore they didn't do it.
They swore they didn't do it. They got into a massive blue with my dad, lots of colourful language. He told him where he could stick his sheep.
Yes.
And then my parents had to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to fix it. It had to be fully, excavated and taken out. It wasn't a patch job. We had to get a whole new
system put in.
And to this day, I have told other people, but my parents went to their grave.
They never knew.
What if those shearers? What if that's the start of where their life
downward
spiral down out of control?
Honestly, I hate to think. I hate to think what I did to those poor men's careers.
Couldn't get a job in the district.
I think they were, badmouthed. Those were the shearers that.
Oh, they'll run out of town. They were literally run out of
Probably ended
town.
up in Longreach over there.
Alicia, I don't know how you sleep at night. Years later.
Good girl.
You monster.
All right, let's go on to
Thank
someone
you.
that we're going to call James. Hello, James.
Yeah, g'day guys, how you going?
Good,
James. Okay, what did you do wrong that you never really admitted to?
Okay, so I've been a mechanic for a few years now, and back in the day when I was an apprentice, I was servicing a car, and just an oil change. So I did an oil change, sent the car out, and the car had just been bought by a customer. It was the car was pretty much brand new, and about a month later, the car comes in. It won't work. It won't turn on. It's coming on a tow truck.
Yeah.
And so someone's come and had a look at the car, and then we had to take it apart.
Mm.
And then I'm pretty sure I remember that vehicle from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I remember that I have a little seal on my desk from about a month ago that I didn't know where it came from.
James.
And around the oil filter, sometimes just put a little rubber seal to stop all the oil from coming out.
Yeah.
Turns out I forgot to put that little oil seal around the oil filter, so
went,
all the oil.
that's
oil
where it went.
And the brand new customers, obviously they were pre-picked. Because I work with, we've got to replace everything and replace the engine and do all
so
this
you
sort of
it
stuff.
completely seized the engine, did it?
Yeah, would have.
Yeah, completely seized. And when it comes to season, you got to replace everything: bearings, pits, that's just name a few. And the manual labour is like days to pull. It takes about a week, depending on who's doing it, to pull an engine apart, put back together, new parts and all that stuff.
And you didn't.
Oh, I wonder where that went.
You didn't utter a word that it was you, and that was the seal, and you just let it go.
Yeah.
Sean, my favourite thing about that entire story was when Natalie says, "And that seized the engine," and you went, "Yeah, it would." Like
I know, mate.
Are you kidding me?
One
You
thing I
can't
know-
even change
one
a
thing
tyre.
Sean, Natalie was my favourite thing. It says, "Oh, goes, yeah, yeah, it would."
It would.
Yeah, it
When
would.
there's no oil in there. I've been through it. Blow the engine up.
I cannot with you right
Thank you, James.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
It was absolutely fantastic to see Matthew Pavlich inducted into the AFL Hall of Fame.
Look sharp
Oh
as
my
two.
God, the next bomb.
He's a beautiful, beautiful man.
Stunning.
Pav, come in. You looked amazing last night.
Well, it's I didn't do any. As always, it takes about 3 minutes to put on the penguin shirt compared to what Lauren had to go through with her beautiful dress and the way she scrubbed up. But great night for us all over here in Melbourne, and a really nice thing to celebrate together with the family who made their way across from Perth and Adelaide, and also lots of people in the Fremantle, I guess, brethren, if you like. It's been nice to share it with us all.
Yeah,
it's
I
beautiful.
think you're a bit too harsh on yourself with how amazing you looked.
Yeah.
We want to break this down for guys that want to
Okay, what do you
get that
roll
look.
with?
Yeah.
Talk to us about what hair products did we use last night to create the Matthew Pavlich Hall of Fame look?
Well, so let me break this down for you. I've got a suit my suit. This is not good. Like from 2005. It's the same suit from 2005. So
Classic cut.
Still fits.
Maybe that still fits. Yeah, tick on that.
Yeah. I remember, hey Pav, I remember Belly telling his he had a penguin suit that he used to roll out every year, and then it got to a point where he thought that Lana must have chucked it in the dry cleaners 4 or 5 times over because it
got a
wouldn't
bit
fit.
smaller.
Yeah, right.
But that's great. That's a great start.
Yeah. All right, so
it's a good measure of where your fitness is at or your waistline is at if you can still fit into the penguin suit from 16, 17 years ago.
Well
so
done.
that's a tick. Hair product, I reckon maybe Kevin Murphy. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that is a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing, yeah. So Kevin Murphy's a thing, and I reckon not the... traditionally, I normally go with the green, like Army Kevin Murphy hair gel, but this time it was the black one. So
hair gel.
A big occasion.
A hair
Oh,
gel.
no,
It was a mud?
not gel, as in...
Like mud.
As in
A wax? Like a mud? A clay?
A pomade.
A clay?
no, I think this is a wax. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you ever used to wear the moose? You would have been a moose man, wouldn't you?
Oh, I reckon maybe back in the days it's kind of, year 7 disco, year 8 disco, or whatever it was.
Sean
where you
used to use the moose.
I would have used it all.
Sean used to pack his hair full of Weller, I
crunchy
reckon.
curls.
Crunchy
Hey,
curls.
Pav, you sound fresh this morning, but you were the first one inducted, which meant you could get on it because you've done your speech and everything, right?
Yeah. Well, it sort of threw me because of all the people I didn't thank, specifically included my wife. So she's reminding me and looking at me at the moment with her evil eyes. I didn't specifically thank her. So it threw me off given the fact that I was up so early. But no, yes, I did get on it. It was good. I was having a beer late with the likes of Stephen Kernahan, Jonathan Brown, my dad, and Michael Taylor, who was a sort of famous South Australian who was inducted last night. So, and my brother-in-law, Tim, who actually made all the way from New York via Paris to get here. So it was a huge effort from him. So we were drinking at that stage a gin and tonic. We were well and truly done on the beers, but it was good fun.
Yeah, I bet, Pav. I always wonder in that position and think of your parents, Steve and Jan, being there. Like if it was any of my kids who were able to be elevated to that kind of level and performed in that way, I don't know how it'd go. I'd be an absolute blubbering mess. How were your parents last night?
I think just incredibly proud. Dad and I had a little moment before we headed downstairs in our room. We had everyone up just for a quick drink and a couple of photos and all that kind of stuff up in our room with the kids. And he just grabbed us and said, we're so incredibly proud of you, which it was a really, really nice moment. I mean, having kids yourself, Shawnee, you know how much you love your kids and how much you'll support them in whatever they do, and you'll back them in and just give them all your love and attention. But I guess that 40 years of doing that, and then having seen me grow up and mature alongside the footy club, and I mentioned that last night, that I feel like sort of I grew up in front of everyone's eyes, and so did the football club, and maybe Mum and Dad got to see that from afar. But to share the moment with them and be there late in the night having a gin and tonic, it was nice to do that with them.
Now, of course, you told us that you didn't really formally thank your wife, Lauren. Would you like to? What would you have said? Would you like to do it now for the people of Perth?
No, I've done it in person, Nathan. I've done it.
I know, but not publicly. So as far as we know, you've never thanked her.
I did it on Fox Footy. I did it on 9 News last
I
night.
haven't heard it.
Publicly many times. But I would say that she's an incredible mother, but she's even a better partner. So I think that's sums her up.
Lozalenko.
She's ridden the ups and downs as much as anyone of an AFL career, and now, she didn't really want to be thrust in the spotlight, but I guess, my career and even now doing the stuff I'm doing, we're in the spotlight, and that brings good and bad things, and she's ridden all of it with me, been an incredible support, and I couldn't have done it without her.
Now, any couples right now that are listening, I want the female to turn to the man right now and say, why don't you say anything like that about me?
Why don't you ever say anything?
And force him to say something as heartfelt. Now.
Lauren's got me like my arm behind my back.
Sure she has. I tell you what, it wasn't a horrible mistake for you to marry a physio either, was it?
Well, this is it. Like when I got asked last night about what was the secret to durability and longevity of the game, I just looked at my wife and said, well, she was the one. She loosened my back and made sure that I
24-hour physio care.
Yeah,
and also at any time can knock him out with the Vulcan death grip.
That's right. Don't mess with her.
Hey, Pav, I want to ask you, last night when you're looking around the room and, of course, you see names that of people who have been inducted, and I was saying to us, the guys off air before, like, there's some unbelievable records. Unbelievable records of older players and stuff like that. Was it? I don't know, were you blown away by some of the people you got to meet and to think that your name is now at that level?
Yeah, I'm still thinking in, Shorty. Across the table from me was Dennis Marshall, the great Western Australian. Stephen Michael was in the room. Yep. There was Dale Waitman. There was John Brown, Chris Judd, Dean Cox. You guys I played with, but then you think about some of the legends of the game. Kevin Sheedy was literally 6 metres from where we were sitting. So guys that I admired and went to battle against, and people I respected just growing up. Last night there was 3 29s inducted into the Hall of Fame. Wow. Michael Taylor was a famous 29 for Nord and Collingwood. Boomer Harvey, games record holder, and myself. And I think combined games last night inducted into the Hall of Fame must be some type of record. So still pinching myself, Shawnee, that I'm in the company of only 300 other people. Yeah. It's a pretty unique group, and the good thing is we get to come to Melbourne every year now and get on the surf and have a good night.
Yeah, I know that when Hollywood celebrities get the Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame, they get asked if they'd like to accept it. Is this a thing where what happens when they ring you? Is it like do you formally accept this? How does that go?
Yeah, so it is a formal process. So Richard Goyder, the chair of the AFL, and this is bizarre turn of events. So Lauren actually used to babysit the Goyder kids. They grew up together in Floreat.
Oh, I see what's happening here.
Yeah. So there's obviously some favouritism playing out, perhaps. But Richard, I had a missed call from Richard. I was like, I wonder what's this about. This is sort of way back in March when I was first given notice that this was a possibility. And then I called him back and we were just sort of chewing the fat and having a bit of a chat. And then he said, "Oh, Matthew, I've got something serious to talk to you about." I thought, "Geez, what have I done? What's happened?" And he said, "Oh, congratulations. You've been nominated to be inducted to the Australian Football Hall of Fame."
Okay.
And there was sort of this awkward pause, and I wasn't really sure what to say or what to do. And he said, do you accept it? And I was like, "Oh, shit, yeah, of course."
Yeah, what else are you going to say? Exactly.
What a no-brainer of a question.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I think there's a few guys. Adam Goods is probably the most obvious one who should certainly be in there, but I think he still isn't quite ready to accept that opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I took it as I said pretty quickly. I was happy to say yes. Because I'm in.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Pat, do you
back
get anything with that? Being a 300 gamer, a life member of the AFL, you get 2 tickets to the AFL Grand Final. What do you get? Any other thing other than going to dinner?
Well, there's some sort of certificate that I got last night. I'm not sure what that looks like or what that's going to, some sort of frame thing. I don't know what the extra mayo might be on this one.
Is there an actual hall? Like, is there somewhere you can go where everyone's photos are up in the Hall of Fame?
That's a good question. Maybe at AFL headquarters in the office that no one goes to.
It should be like at the MCG or something where you can walk down the hall and all the pictures are there or something.
Yeah, look, maybe the MCG Sports Museum, there might be some sort of recognition. Actually, now that you mentioned that, I think there's a bit of a board, if you want, for want of a better term. But yeah, I think two tickets to any game, effectively, Shawnee, as long as you're going through the website and log on.
So you just walk in and say, Hall of Fame, look it up.
Yeah, well, look, maybe there should be a badge that you can just show it and flash it when you need to.
You need free drinks. You should be able to walk around the MCG and have your
and
card.
And a secret handshake.
Yeah. 300.
Free drinks. I reckon hot chips.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And a lettuce. I don't know. They're just really expensive at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, Pav, we're super proud of you, and what a night for you last night.
Well deserved.
It's just amazing, mate.
You're on your TV
impressive.
now with your certificate. That looks nice. Where are you going to hang that? Have you got? Do you hang up stuff at your house about your career or not?
No, I've got a little. Well, it's not little. Lauren will say it's obviously too big. It takes up much more than we anticipated when we built the house. But we've got a cellar which has sort of turned into a bit of a man cave. So I've got some wine down there. Got a few, old photos,
the swing,
stuff like that.
And the shrine,
the swing. Don't worry, we don't want to get into it. It's a family show.
We don't talk about that.
The kids aren't allowed down there.
And they're like, "Why, Daddy? There's a swing down there."
particularly after 9 o'clock. Mummy and Daddy time.
It's great, mate. Love your work, mate.
Well done,
See you soon, eh?
Bye, mate.
Good on you guys. Thank you.
Don't approach your seesaw.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Spare a thought for Andy Brayshaw, champion for the Fremantle Dogs. What number does he wear?
Number 8. Oh,
No, he
best
doesn't.
ever
He wears
player.
number 147 because that's how much he had to pay when Shaun shoplifted again, walked out of the self-service check aisle without paying for his goods.
He's
It says
distracted.
self-serve. I went in there. I
Self-serve doesn't say self-pay, does it?
We want to know if you've been stuck with the bill as well. Tanisha, hello.
Morning.
Hi,
Hi,
Tanisha.
Tanisha. Hey, Tanisha, just before we get into this, Shaun thinks there's a song out there called Tanisha by Chris Cross. Have you ever
Might be
come
Alicia
across
then.
a song called Tanisha?
I have never heard that. I would love a song to be about me.
I'm going to find something that's going to resemble your name very
See,
shortly.
No, not
Unlikely, isn't
resembling, Shaun. Not resembling.
Okay.
You don't build up Tanisha's hopes.
Aisha.
Anyway,
That's what it is. Aisha.
well, that's not her name. It's Tanisha.
No, her name's
anyway,
Tanisha.
Tanisha, what happened?
I went on a blind date to the Meet and Co in the city.
Yes.
And the guy, he went into the toilet about 30 minutes later. I thought, this is taking a little bit long.
He
So I asked
did
the waiter
not.
to go check. He had done a runner.
He did not.
Did a runner from you.
He did a runner, yeah. And I got stuck with a $250 bill because he got the most expensive steak. All these different drinks. And I couldn't contact him because I didn't have any of his details.
Yeah,
So-
of course.
So, Tanisha, okay, these days if you go on a date, right, you at least try and jump on someone's Insta. So did he have no Insta or anything, no socials?
No, a friend had set us up and I asked her for his details and she said he worked with her. He got fired a week later, so couldn't find anything about him.
Are you
How
joking?
can you do a runner on someone in
so
this day
angry.
and age?
And by saying, I'm going to the toilet, and they just never come back.
So
Like,
what
that's-
We've all used it.
What did you?
We've all used it.
What
Come
did
on.
you say to the What did you say to the wait staff? And did they, or you just paid it and didn't bring it up?
I was just more shocked than anything, and the waiter, he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I ended up paying the full bill. They gave me a 10% discount, though, which was
That's
good.
nice. That's the pity discount.
That's a pity.
no.
Yeah, it is.
They have the official discount for girls
Tanisha,
whose dates have run off on
it's
them.
so it's so
God.
it's so mortifying yet equally embarrassing.
And a bit funny.
It was embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
I can laugh about it now, but
Yes.
at the time, it was so embarrassing.
Did you? So when you got,
embarrassing.
did you how did we go with the emotions after this?
Yeah.
Where did we go?
No blind dates for me.
No,
No,
blind
no.
dates for you.
Would have gone home and eaten 2 litres of ice cream. That would have been it.
No, she couldn't afford it, Shaun.
Yeah, she spent $250
Exactly.
on dinner for one.
Yeah, she would have had to gone and done some shopping like you, Shaun.
Yeah.
Yeah, shopping.
Yeah, go in there.
Yeah,
Grab
Oh,
it,
Tanisha,
leave.
that's a tragic tale. Thank you.
Oh, that's horrible.
Stacey, hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Stacey.
Stace, were you stuck with the bill? What happened?
I was. I had organised a hen's night dinner for a friend.
Yeah.
And gotten $50 prepayment from everyone. So I think that was about $600. And then on the night, went to grab the bill, and it was no split billing. But once I got back and realised that I was put with the almost $600 extra to pay with because most people had left.
You got so
Wait,
So
Wait,
the $50 was like a deposit, was it? And then they were supposed to contribute to the...
No, so wait there. So, okay, so did you get the money back from everybody?
Yeah, I managed to get the money back, almost all the money back, by a few days afterwards. But had to message everyone and divide the price between everyone instead of itemising everything that everyone ordered because they had all split and I got a $1,200 bill from the restaurant.
Never in a million years say, don't worry, guys, I'll put it on my card because then you have to deal with the aftermath. And then there's always somebody there that will be like, well, I didn't get this and I didn't get that.
I didn't eat the garlic bread because I'm gluten intolerant.
And then you're the a-hole for asking for money back.
Yeah, that's right. Or you're left, just stumping up for the bill.
Guys, never do it. Just pull a meet and co.
Yes. Go to the toilet.
AKA the meet and go.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
We are talking about when you got stuck with the bill, inspired by Andrew Brayshaw from the Fremantle Football Club, who got stuck with Shaun McManus's bill at Woolworths because you just
$147.
self-checked out and checked out of there.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that was an accident.
It's lifting from the shops, we call it. Martina, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Martina.
All right, being stuck with the bill. What happened?
Yeah. So this happened to my friend. I think it could have been the same guy that was the previous caller. So she went out to dinner with someone she met online.
Yes.
And she just ordered a water and a mains. That was it.
Yeah.
He ordered entree, mains, dessert, and he got like a big steak for mains. He ordered, I think, 2 drinks. Then when they get up to pay, he's like, oh, I forgot my wallet.
Oh. And then...
Red flag.
Yes.
Yeah, so then she has to pay, and while she's paying, he ducks off to the bathroom. So she's waiting by the entrance, and there's only one way in, one way out of this place, and she waited for half an hour, and he never came out of the toilet, so then she just left.
Oh, you know what? He's a piece of... and he flushed himself.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's the only
I can't believe we've heard a couple of stories like this
Wow.
morning.
I cannot believe that men are leaving women with the bill.
And also ordering up big before they do it. Like,
if
do you know
you're
what I
going
mean?
out on a date, if you're going out with a date with the guy girls, we've found out from 2 callers now, if they say, yeah, we're getting entree, main, dessert, run for
They start ordering the lobster.
Yeah, actually, because normally if a guy's taking you out, and particularly me, you're going, oh, I hope she doesn't get the entree and the dessert. It's going to put me over the edge here.
Yeah. I don't think you do need a cocktail.
This is a water from the tap and a salad night.
That's right. Exactly. No.
Thanks, Martina. Sam's in Kinross. Hello.
Hey guys, how you going?
Hey,
Great,
Sam.
buddy. What happened?
Oh, well,
my sister got engaged, and the fella she was with, I said to him that for your engagement present, I'll split the bar tab with you at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
very nice.
there wasn't that many people there, so it came to around $1,200-$1,300. And I just said to him, listen, I'll put it on my card to begin with. Just enjoy the rest of your night and all of that. And
we'll sort it out.
Within 3 to 4 days, they broke up.
Sam!
So what
I was
happened,
trying to
Sam?
call him.
What happened?
I was trying to call him, messaging him, and I rang my sister and I said, like, are you in contact with him at all? And she said, no, he cheated on me. He cheated on me the night after the engagement.
Jeez.
And I was like, are you joking me?
Do you know why he cheated on you? He was still drunk the night before, which you paid for.
How much are we out of pocket?
Well, it was meant to be split 1,300, so what's that? 650.
650. So Sam, you've never been paid back for that?
No, never heard from him ever again.
Do you bring this up in front of your sister all the time?
All the time.
I would
Obviously
never
not-
let it go. Sam.
Has she found a
Obviously,
new
I don't bring it
bloke?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's engaged now properly, and I said I'm not paying for the bills.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun in podcast form.
Time to catch up with West Coast Eagles star Jeremy McGovern and look out. He's back in the studio, and this means he's back playing for the West Coast Eagles this weekend, I'm suggesting.
Not back in the
Look,
studio. First time in the studio.
Look us in the eye.
Yeah.
You're playing?
Yes. Oh, I've got to get through today. If
Okay.
I get through today, I'm playing.
What, this interview or?
Yes. It starts here. This is the hard bit, and then it gets easier at training. But no, I got training today, main training, and then once I've got through that, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm more than. I've
Okay,
said it
he's
before.
looking,
I've said it
he's
before.
looking me in the eye, but now
I've
he's gone
said
too
it before
far.
to years, but
I know.
I'm 99.9. I got to get through today, and I'm good.
Why is both your arms in a sling?
Precautionary.
That's it, They wear a moon boot these days. They go, it's just precautionary. Like, mate, your leg's in plaster. What are you doing? So, Gabe, you had the time off, which is great.
Yep.
Freshen up. You didn't get away, though, did you?
No, I kept it pretty local. I was moving house and mucking around here and getting the back right pretty much, which sounds right. Moving house and getting your back right doesn't exactly go well together. But so removalist moving the house. But I just hung around with the kids and spent a bit of time here. So yeah, I would love to have got away, but I'm here.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm tall enough to party.
Tall enough to ride this ride. That's how you say in the adventure world.
He's another tall drink of water, isn't he?
No, I'm 196. Depends who you ask, because when we get asked at the start of the year how tall you are, the taller you are, the taller guys go at the front, the plane. So you put a bit of mail.
So 210.
So in the books, I'm probably 198, but I'm about 196.
Oh, that's what the Wildcats do when they get an overseas player import.
Yeah, they do.
They
Every
always get
time.
here and they go, I must have shrunk on the trip.
Yeah. It's so funny in that.
So people say that you are taller than what they expect, aren't they, when they meet you?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And like I said, I hope they say I look skinnier and better than I do on TV, because I got a head for radio. I'm glad I'm in here.
Well, Gav. So I played with your dad, and I played against him. He's my size.
Yeah, he's short, Dad.
Yeah, and
My
your mum's
parents are
not. I
short.
can't remember her being that tall either.
Oh, she's about the same height as Dad, so in female terms, a little bit taller, but she's not massive, no.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So both the boys are tall, so
throwback.
particularly you.
Yep.
Because your brother's about 6'3".
Yeah, he's just under me. I think he's about 6'3". He's always just under me.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
isn't
My,
it?
my parents aren't tall either, and that came out of nowhere because no one else in our family's tall. And in year 7, I had to have a teacher's desk because I was the biggest kid at school. So there was the teacher.
I mean, he was 25, so
So there was a teacher at the front, and then there was all the students, and then I had a teacher's desk at the back, mirroring the teachers at the front, and I had a filing cabinet and everything because I couldn't fit.
When did you start shaving as a kid?
Oh, that was in utero. It was actually really painful for Mum.
and yet Shaun hasn't started yet, so figure that out.
So when did you shoot up?
I was late actually.
Yeah?
I played Colts and I was a ruckman then, but I wasn't overly tall. And then I got drafted. Since I got drafted, I reckon I put about 6 centimetres, I reckon.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that would have been a good surprise for them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they would have picked it, but no, I shot up pretty late. Yeah, so which is good. Whatever it is, what it is. But I'm glad I shot up a bit.
Yeah, but it is bad when you're walking down the street and then like you get collected by a branch and then also webs. Have you noticed the web situation?
Yeah, the webs always get me.
We always get webs. You know, when you wouldn't know, Shaun.
I wouldn't know. I don't
There's
know.
webs up there, so
I
we
don't
walk
know.
past because you're shorties clear the webs for yourself. We don't,
with a broom.
We're not. We don't come along that frequently. So
if you guys are getting webs, what is Aaron Sanderland's getting?
mate, hit his head on a bowling.
Chemtrails. birds, anything that's flying.
The International Space Station.
Shaun, does it make you feel old that you played with Jeremy's dad and yet he's now, one of the veterans of the Eagles? How old does it make you feel?
It only dawned on me the other day, Gav, because I went to the Waffle last Derby Day, last long weekend, right? Yep. And I got inspired to check out when I was playing at the Waffle, which is against your dad, right? 1994 grand final.
Yeah.
And that made me go, holy shit.
How old were you there? Yeah. How old were you there?
I was 2.
It's been lovely.
I started on your dad.
It's been lovely meeting you. You can get the F out right now.
Ken Judge in the meeting, he said you're gonna play an Andrew McGovern in the middle of the ground. That's your job for the day. And then your dad got injured and he broke his foot at some stage. It's like, oh, thank God for that. Chasing this fella around.
Oh, he hasn't told me that. But did they win 94?
No, he won. Yeah.
Oh, right.
I wouldn't be telling the story otherwise. I mean, come on.
Yeah, there you go.
It's amazing because then obviously the governor went to Claremont and then he was picked up by the West Coast Eagles with the links to Fremantle under Jared Neesham, and then you go, what? How did that happen?
Yeah.
And then Fremantle tried to pay the governor like $1 million to come over and
really?
join, but he wouldn't come.
Said, nah, don't want any dirty purple money.
Yeah, I'll take the $1 million off West Coast. That's cool.
No, it was not like that, Shaun. But no, I always wanted to be one club player, of course, and obviously back for Freo when I grew up. But I loved West Coast and still do, and there was no reason for me to leave. Well, unless you're looking at it now. But
how many players out there are wanting the one club experience?
Yeah, well, Pav talked about it the other night when he accepted the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I think
because it's a big deal. Isn't
it depends who you are, and I think it's going to change. I think the more the game goes on and evolves, it'll be less and less people. I think personally,
yes.
But I've always wanted to be a one club player, and I admire Pav massively for being a one club player and what he's done. And obviously, he didn't get the premiership, but he pretty much did every single thing other than that. But I admire him for sticking around and staying with the one club. I think it's great.
Yeah, we're a one-station show just because of
no one else wants
it. Some people don't have a choice.
They don't, do they?
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Gov.
Jeremy McGovern in the house.
The thing that we discovered about you just recently is that you don't like clutter.
Nah, not really. Oh, yeah, no, I don't. I don't like clutter. I've had a lot of clutter in my house lately, but I don't like it.
Yeah. And what we've said with Gov, and Gov came up with the idea himself, is that maybe a way that we could get rid of clutter is to do a brand new thing.
Gumtree.
What's he asking?
$4.50.
Tell him he's dreaming.
Gumtree, when Gov goes through some of the crap he's got at his house and hand selects pieces to give away to our listeners. But what we're going to need is some people to pitch as to why they want it. 13, 24, 10. Gov, what have you brought in today?
What's on offer?
What have I got in today? It is extremely unique.
Unique.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, well, that's no pun intended there, but it is a pretty much brand new.
It's in pristine condition.
Yeah, it's in pristine condition unicycle.
A unicycle.
So, I mean, you wouldn't think everybody's got a unicycle in their garage. How did it end up in your garage?
It ended up in my garage because I know how to ride one, obviously. That's why I bought
Obviously.
it.
Yep. Obviously.
And I was doing a tour de fridge, and I thought I would...
Tour de fridge?
So
I thought I'd do it a bit differently, and had a crack on the unicycle. So
what was it like towards the end of the day?
I threw it in the back of an Uber.
So if you want Gov's unicycle, 13, 24, 10, we need you to pitch for why you should get it, because Gov's going to ultimately decide the good home it's going to.
Gov, how did you first learn how to ride a unicycle?
I actually learned how to ride a unicycle in the middle of the desert in a town called Warburton.
Yes.
The school got donated a heap of circus gear, and when we were out there wasn't a lot we could do out there. So I actually learnt to ride it out.
Because not everybody knows that you spent a fair bit of your childhood living sort of in really remote communities, right?
Yeah, I had a fair few years out
Remote
there.
circusy communities.
It was all hunting.
So all the Indigenous kids would be getting around.
Yeah,
How
100%.
good were they?
Yeah, way better than what I am. But there was heaps of all the different circus instruments and stuff out there. But the unicycle was the one I got drawn
really
to,
took
and
to, yeah.
Now, I don't know my unicycles, but the brand is DRS, is it?
Yeah, DRS, the Solo DRS.
The Solo.
The Solo. Right, as if you're going to get a tandem unicycle. How would that work?
It doesn't have brakes.
Gravity is your
brakes,
enemy.
just the one seat.
All right, well, we have our first contender, Jonathan from Canning Vale. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, Jonathan.
Now,
Welcome.
tell us why you deserve Jeremy McGovern's unicycle.
I think I deserve Jerry McGovern's unicycle because it would help me remember the player, help me scream a lot louder when the game came on. I'd be barracking for him, and it'd be a story to tell my friends, just help the cause a little bit.
Okay, Gov, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah?
I'd like to see if someone would use it or try use it.
So the commitment would be whenever you were watching the Eagles play, it would be on a unicycle.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
All right, well.
There we go.
All right.
All right,
okay.
You hang there, Jonathan. We'll move on to Renee in Stirling. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Great, Renee.
Renee.
Meet Jeremy McGovern.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, Renee, why do you want his unicycle?
I wanted to. My husband's got 4 bikes, and I think he needs a different type of road bike.
So your husband has
ride
4
around.
bikes, so you want him to have 4.5?
4.5.
So do you think he's going to be in the Lycra, following along all his mates in
on
the
the
peloton
unicycle, yeah.
on a Saturday morning?
Yeah.
On a
Yeah.
unicycle? Yeah, okay.
Jeez, he wouldn't be doing his
Saturday
time at
and
the front, would
Sunday
he?
morning.
Saturdays and Sundays, Natalie.
I
So Saturdays are for 2
apologise.
wheels, Sundays are for 1. Apparently, right, Gov, so you've taken that on board?
Yeah, I've taken that on board. Is he wear lycra?
Yes, totally.
Oh, head to toe.
Privilege, not a right, no.
There you go. It is a privilege, not a right, Gov.
Thank you,
Might have
Renee.
just been a cross against your name then, Renee.
Sarah, hello.
Hello, how you going?
Great, Sarah.
Welcome to Govtree. Why do you want Gov's unicycle?
Oh, look, I would love it for my 15-year-old son. It's actually his birthday today. He is known around our suburb. Every time someone says, I saw Jack today, he's always pulling a mono. So,
Okay, so he's halfway there. He can basically do it
I
already.
love a mono.
Right.
I mean, have you
Yeah.
not got him anything for his birthday, Sarah? You've left it a bit late.
look, he got a couple of things. Like, I think he did all right. But I think a unicycle would really just put the cherry on the cake this morning. But, yeah, so he's even, one time we have a friend who's a police officer, and he was, in the suburb, and he said, I saw Jack today. He was in his cop car, and he pulled out straight in front of him, crossed through the roundabout on his back wheels. So I was like, oh, that's good to see you.
That's pretty good.
Have a helmet on?
Good
Yeah.
for the
At
mono.
least he had a helmet on.
What do you
there you
think?
go.
Gov, as a
Yeah,
parent, do you have any concerns about giving a child like this a unicycle?
No, I think it's great for their development, personally.
How's
I
your
mean, not
health
his own kids, but other people's kids.
How's your health insurance, Sarah? You all paid
Oh,
up?
police health, actually. So, we're all good. We're sorted. Actually, don't put the jinx on me, though, because I couldn't handle his broken leg or something.
Yeah, I know. All right, you hang there, Sarah. And our final contender is Joe from City Beach. Good morning, Joe.
Oh, good
Hey,
morning.
Joe.
All right, Joe. Why do you want to get your hands on Gov's unicycle?
Oh, look, back a few years ago, I used to work at a supermarket in Wembley, and I used to pretend to be a clown quite often, juggling oranges and getting around the
Yes.
shop. I thought I could add it to the act.
Yes.
But, I got to say, I reckon the 15-year-old kid that pops monos probably deserves it more than me.
Oh, so
Joe.
so you're getting on and saying, no, actually, somebody else deserves it more. Oh, it's-
Well, my juggling act was a long time ago.
How old are you now, Joe?
Oh, very.
Oh, well, you can't say the number. It is very, isn't it?
More rings on his ring.
Have you got life insurance? Is the question.
I got to pedal the wireless just to keep this phone running. That's how old I am. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
bless
power.
you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Well,
right.
it's up to you, Governor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go with Joe. It's pretty hard to go past the birthday boy, doesn't it?
Oh, so
I think
Sarah?
Sarah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
She got you with the
I feel
birthday,
bad
didn't
not-
she? Yeah.
Yeah, she got me with the birthday.
Hello,
weeks
Sarah. You are now the proud owner of Jeremy McGovern's unicycle.
And
Oh,
neither,
that's awesome.
neither
Thanks,
Jeremy
guys.
McGovern nor Nova 937 take any responsibility from what happens hereafter.
Read the T's and C's.
Sarah, what's your son's name?
His name is Jack.
All right.
Jack.
Happy birthday, Jack.
So when you see him riding around Piara Waters on a unicycle, you know who he is.
we'll know who's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Happy birthday, Jack. Enjoy it, mate.
We're going to get Gov to sign that for you as well. So we've just
Oh, perfect.
Just bring the
cost
value
of
down
that.
a bit.
There you go.
I'll just devalue it for you.
Everybody, Gov has got more things to give away, so
That's right.
Govtree will be returning.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.